Welcome to another deep dive. Have you ever been scrolling online, seen a video, and just had that weird feeling like, hang on, did they really say that? Well, if you have, you've already peeked into the world we're tackling today.
Deepfakes.
Exactly. Deepfakes, these hyper-realistic fake videos, fake audio, all generated by AI. And it really feels like the tech is just sprinting ahead. Right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a classic case, really. Technology moves at lightning speed, and the law is often playing catch-up. It's a huge challenge in this area.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're going to unpack what deepfakes actually are, look at how different legal systems, say in India and the US, are trying to grapple with them.
Which are quite different approaches.
Right. And crucially, what you can actually do if someone takes your identity and uses it to create one of these things online. Okay, so before we dive into the legal stuff, let's get grounded. What exactly is a deepfake? Can you break that down?
Sure. So basically, a deepfake is a video or maybe an audio clip that's been digitally manipulated. The goal is to make it look or sound like someone said or did something they absolutely never did.
And it's AI doing this?
Yes, it's powered by quite sophisticated AI, specifically a technology called generative adversarial networks, or you'll hear them called JANs.
JANs. Okay.
Think of it like this. You have two AIs. One is like a master forger trying to create the most convincing fake possible. The other AI acts like a detective, constantly trying to spot the fake, and they learn from each other. The forger gets better at fooling the detective gets better at catching fakes, and through this sort of adversarial process, the results become incredibly realistic, disturbingly so sometimes.
So it's like Photoshop for videos, but kind of on steroids.
Yeah.
Because the AI is teaching itself.
That's a pretty good analogy, yeah. And the really alarming thing now is the accessibility.
Right, it's not just Hollywood anymore.
Exactly. It used to require massive budgets, huge computers. Now, anyone with a decent smartphone and, some free AI apps can potentially create one.
That's unsettling. And we've seen the impact, haven't we? That example of the political leader.
Oh, yes. The fake speech.
Yeah, completely fabricated speech, went viral, millions of views before it got yanked.
Precisely. And that really highlights why this conversation is so important. Deepfakes aren't just pranks. They're being weaponized.
For what kind of things?
Well, for crimes, definitely.
Yeah.
Spreading misinformation on a massive scale, personal revenge, harassment, financial fraud. The list goes on.
Okay, so given how serious this can get, how is the law trying to respond? It feels like trying to catch smoke. Let's look at India first. What's the approach there?
Well, in India, there isn't one single law that says Deepfake Act. Instead, they're using existing laws, kind of like a Swiss Army knife, applying different tools depending on the specific harm.
Okay, like what?
So, for example, Section 66D of the Information Technology Act. That covers cheating by impersonation using electronic means, so using your face, your voice, without permission. That fits.
Right.
Then you've got Sections 67 and 67A of the same IT Act if the deepfake content is obscene or sexually explicit.
Okay.
If it damages someone's reputation, Section 500 of the Indian Penal Code, the IPC for defamation, could apply.
Makes sense.
And if a fake video is designed to, say, incite violence or cause public panic, they can use Section 505 of the IPC, which deals with public mischief.
So a whole range of existing tools. Has this actually worked in a real case? You mentioned that political video earlier.
Yes, that's a very relevant example. Just before the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, that deepfake showing a leader supposedly insulting a community, it went viral, caused a lot of attention.
I remember hearing about that.
The authorities did act quite decisively there. They booked the person who uploaded it under both the IT Act and the IPC for causing public disorder. An FIR, that's a first information report, was filed.
Okay.
The video was eventually taken down, and cyber forensics teams tracked the uploader. So it shows that framework can work. It required a swift action, though.
All right, decisive action. Okay, now let's hop over to the U.S. How are things different there? It's a federal system. States have their own laws.
Exactly. And that difference is key. The U.S. approach is, I'd say, a bit more evolved in that many states have started passing laws specifically targeting deepfakes. They're not just relying on older, broader laws.
So dedicated deepfake laws. Like what?
Well, California, for instance, has Election Code 2010. It outright bans political deepfake videos within 60 days of an election. If one pops up, it demands immediate takedown, or at least a clear disclaimer.
60 days. Okay, that's specific.
Very. Texas passed a law back in 2019 criminalizing the creation of fake videos intended to influence elections. And several states, like Virginia and Illinois, have taken aim specifically at non-consensual deepfake pornography. They've made creating and distributing that a serious crime, punishable with jail time and pretty hefty fines.
Wow, so that's a much more direct legislative response. Has it led to, successful cases for victims?
Yes, definitely. There was a significant case in California. A woman sued her ex-partner who had created deepfake porn using her face and shared it.
Oh, awful.
Truly. But she fought back using California's specific laws. She not only got the video removed, but the court awarded her $125,000 in damages.
$125,000. That sends a message.
It absolutely does.
Yep.
It sets a precedent that this is not okay, and there are real financial consequences, besides potential criminal ones.
Okay, so we have these laws, repurposed ones in India, specific ones popping up in the US. But I mean, how effective are they really? What are the roadblocks when you actually try to hide one of these things?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? There are some major hurdles. I'd say the big three are detection, takedown speed, and jurisdiction.
Okay, let's break those down. Detection.
Detection is still really, really hard. These fakes are getting so good. Often you can't just eyeball it and say, that's fake.
Right.
You usually need forensic video analysts, specialized AI detection tools to actually verify if something is authentic or not.
Yeah.
And that kind of expertise, those tools, they aren't easily accessible to everyone.
So the tech to make them is maybe outpacing the tech to spot them.
It's an ongoing arms race, precisely. The Jans, the AI making the fakes, they're constantly learning to be more deceptive to evade the detection methods.
Okay, so detection is tough. What about takedown delays?
That's the second big one. Social media platforms.
Yeah.
Look, they have policies, they have reporting tools, but they're often overwhelmed. They can be slow to react.
And in the meantime?
In the meantime, a video can go viral. Millions of views. The damage to someone's reputation or the misinformation spread, it's already happened before the video even comes down. Hours can matter.
Yeah, the speed of online spread is incredible. And the third issue, jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction is a nightmare, frankly. Think about it.
Yeah.
The person who creates the deepfake might be in country A, the server hosting it in country B, and the victim is in country C. Whose laws apply? How do you get international cooperation to investigate, to prosecute, or even just to serve legal papers? It gets incredibly complex very quickly.
So, I mean, you're telling me I could wake up tomorrow to a deep fake of myself doing, I don't know, cartwheels down the street, something I definitely can't do.
Chuckles, right.
And it could be really hard to actually stop it or hold someone accountable because they're somewhere else entirely.
It's not impossible, and remedies do exist, as we've discussed, but yes, the global nature of the internet makes enforcement a significant challenge.
Oh.
That hypothetical isn't too far from reality for some victims.
That's sobering. So, okay, let's pivot to the practical side for everyone listening. What does this all mean for you? How can you protect yourself in this new landscape?
Right, this is crucial. Because while the law catches up, personal vigilance is key. There are actionable steps. First, think about your digital footprint. Limit your exposure. Meaning, be cautious about uploading lots of videos or photos of yourself, especially talking, smiling, turning your head, different expressions. That's like handing raw material, gold, really, to deepfake generators.
Okay, be more private online, essentially.
Essentially, yes, or at least more mindful of what you share publicly. Second, get familiar with reverse image searches. Tools like Google Reverse Image, Tiny.
Yeah.
Use them occasionally to see where your photos might be appearing online unexpectedly.
Good tip.
Third, and this is critical, if you do find a deepfake of yourself, report it. Fast. Don't wait. Contact your local or state cybercrime cell immediately. Most states in India, for instance, have online portals now, making it easier.
Don't just freeze. Act.
Exactly. Fourth, you have legal options. You can send legal notices. File a formal complaint under the relevant laws like the IT Act or IPC in India. Get a lawyer involved to send official takedown notices to platforms and potentially the creator, if known. And finally, perhaps most importantly, from an evidence perspective, document everything. Take screenshots, save links, record dates, times, where you saw it.
Yeah.
This proof is vital if you decide to file a legal case and need to demonstrate harm or damages.
Solid advice. And maybe a quick note for creators listening, watermark your content. It might not stop everything, but it adds a layer of difficulty for someone trying to steal or clone your brand or likeness.
That's a very good point. Watermarking helps.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit. There's this debate, right? Given how harmful deepfakes can be, should we just ban them outright? Just say, no more AI-generated manipulation.
It's a tempting thought, but it's complicated. Because believe it or not all deepfake technology is used for bad things. There are actually some beneficial applications.
Like what? I'm struggling to picture the good deepfakes.
Well, think about the film industry. They use similar tech for visual effects, de-aging actors, creating digital doubles for stunts, things like that. It's been used for years.
Okay, VFX, fair enough.
Then there's AI dubbing for films or videos. Deepfake tech can help make the lip syncing much more natural when translating content into different languages, improving accessibility.
Okay, I can see that.
And it's also used in simulation training, creating realistic virtual scenarios for training purposes, maybe for surgeons, pilots, even military personnel, without real-world risk.
Right. So a blanket ban kills those potentially good uses along with the bad ones?
Precisely. You throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's why most experts lean towards regulation, not an outright ban.
And what would smart regulation look like?
Key elements would probably include making consent absolutely mandatory. You can't use someone's likeness without their explicit permission, period.
Consent is key.
Definitely. Also, requiring clear watermarking or labeling of all AI-generated content so people know what they're looking at, transparency,
Okay.
and crucially, holding the platforms, the social media sites, the video hosting sites more accountable for quickly removing illegal deepfakes when they're reported, making them share some responsibility.
Platform accountability, that's a big one.
Yeah.
So looking ahead then, connecting this all, what's the future look like? Where is this heading, legally and technologically?
Well, we're likely to see more laws focused on those regulatory points. Expect more push for AI watermarking standards and laws, maybe invisible digital watermarks that can verify authenticity.
Invisible watermarks. Interesting.
Also, stronger consent laws, making it a clear, punishable offense, not just a civil issue, to use someone's face or voice without their documented permission.
Right.
And perhaps further down the line, maybe exploring things like smart contracts on blockchain to manage digital consent in a secure, verifiable way, though that's likely still a way off for widespread use.
It really feels like we're gearing up for something significant here, almost like preparing for a new kind of conflict, a war over what's real online.
That's a powerful way to put it. You could absolutely call it the age of truth versus tech.
Okay, let's bring it home. Final advice. If you're just an average person listening, and tomorrow you see a deepfake, maybe of yourself, maybe of someone you know, what are the absolute first, most important things to do? Boil it down for us.
Okay, the concise 3 steps. 1, don't panic, take a breath. 2, report it fast. Use the platform's reporting tools, contact the cyber cell. Speed matters. 3, document everything, screenshots, links, details.
Don't panic, report fast, document everything.
Exactly. And after those immediate steps, seriously consider talking to a cyber law advocate or lawyer to understand your full legal options for getting it taken down and potentially seeking damages. And remember, platforms like Instagram, YouTube, X, they do now have specific reporting channels for AI-generated content. Use them.
And one last tip from me. If you are in the US, remember to check your specific state's laws. You might have stronger protections or options for damages than you realize, like in that California example. All right, that wraps up our deep dive on deepfakes. It's a complex, fast-moving area, and we hope this has given you a clearer picture of the technology, the legal responses, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself.
Absolutely. Just remember, the law can be your shield, but your own awareness, your own vigilance, that's your sword. Stay alert out there.
Couldn't agree more. Stay safe, stay smart, and as always, stay legal.